Macmillan Audio presents The Bishop's Pawn by Steve Berry. Read for you by Scott Brick and Kevin R. Free.
I'm Steve Berry, and welcome to The Bishop's Pawn. 3 years ago, with my novel, The Patriot Threat, we introduced audio listeners to something new, the writer's cut. The idea was for me to occasionally enter the presentation and offer an interesting tidbit, a behind-the-scenes detail about the chapter you just heard. Not much, just me traveling along over your shoulder, whispering in your ear from time to time, as Scott Brick brought The Patriot Threat alive. It was something new and different, an experiment, and it worked. The Patriot Threat won the 2015 Best Thriller of the Year from the Audio Publishers Association, which is the Academy Awards for audiobooks. So here we are again, with the writer's cut of The Bishop's Pawn. I'll be along as Scott Brick brings this new Cotton Malone adventure to life. I hope you enjoy it, but first, some acknowledgments. Again, my sincere thanks to John Sargent, head of Macmillan, Sally Richardson, who captains St. Martin's, and my publisher at Minotaur, Andrew Martin. Also, a huge debt of gratitude continues for Hector DeJean in publicity, Jeff Dodds and everyone in marketing and sales, especially Paul Hochman, Jen Enderlin, the sage of all things paperback, David Rothstein, who produced the cover, Stephen Saman for the interior design work, and Mary Beth Roach and her innovative folks in audio. As always, a bow to Simon Lipscar, my agent and friend, and to my editor Kelly Ragland and her assistant Maggie Callan, both of whom are wonderful. A few extra mentions. Meryl Moss and her extraordinary publicity team, especially Deb Ziff and Jerry Ann Geller, Jessica Johns and Esther Garver, who continue to keep Steve Berry Enterprises running smoothly, Glenn Simpson, superintendent of the Dry Tortugas National Park, for showing me an extraordinary national treasure, Dan Veteran and Glenn Cox, who, over dinner in a French chateau, helped me work through the plot. It's not exactly what we discussed, but it's close. Melise Shapiro and Doug Schofield for introducing me to Palm Beach. Wanda Smith, who made a great case for the inclusion of Stark and Micanopy, Florida, and Grant Blackwood, novelist extraordinaire, for helping unstick me. My wife Elizabeth once again was there every step of the way, pushing me along with this first incursion into the world of first person. This book deals with courage and fortitude, so it's only fitting that it be dedicated to a friend of ours who is currently going through a tough struggle with cancer. It was something that sprang up out of nowhere, with no warning whatsoever. But instead of feeling sorry for herself or wallowing in pity, our friend has accepted the struggle and bravely faced the challenge head on. Thankfully, she has a loving husband and 4 wonderful sons, all of whom are with her every step of the way. Elizabeth and I have no doubt she will win the war. In the meantime, this one's for you, PJ.
They said one to another, "Behold, here cometh the dreamer. Let us slay him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams." Genesis chapter 37, verses 19 to 20. Prologue. Present day. How ironic, I think, that this all started with a murder, and now it appears it might end with another. I've been summoned to a famous address, 501 Auburn Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia. The house is a 2-story Queen Anne with a porch, scroll-cut trim, porthole windows, and a gabled roof. Part of a neighborhood with a famous name, Sweet Auburn. Once the home of hard-working, middle-class urban families. 60 years ago, the neighborhood became the epicenter for a movement that ultimately changed the country. The African-American couple who'd lived in this house had not wanted any of their children born in a segregated hospital, so all 3 arrived into the world right here. The first, a girl, Christine, came early, before a crib had even been found. So she spent the first few nights of her life in a chifforobe drawer. The youngest, Alfred Daniel, found the world on a hot July day. The middle child, a boy, born ironically in the middle room upstairs, appeared on January 15th, 1929.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?